Now, just quickly about the Tasmanian Stadium. Now, whether this thing happens or not, we will have to wait and see because, remember, a couple of Liberals have crossed the floor and they could block the budget, forcing a Tasmanian election sooner rather than later. People don't like it, or certainly thousands of people turned up last weekend to protest against it. But I talk about this tonight because we learn about what the AFL has been able to get out of the Tasmanian government, and it is a ridiculous deal. Why did they sign this for a football team? We learn that the contract confirms the Tasmanian government is solely responsible for the stadium cost overruns, must pay the club an additional $4.5 million if the build isn't done by 50% by October 2027, another $4.5 million if it can't host matches in 2028. It continues. The government also has promised $12 million a year for 12 years. So what, the best part of $150 million to an AFL club to exist. So essentially it's taxpayer owned and run, yet what, if they win the premiership, does every person in Tasmania get to keep the cup for a week? I wouldn't think so. Also here, but if the club is not considered financially sustainable at the end of 12 years, of $12 million a year from Tasmanian taxpayers, the AFL can rip up the contract and can get rid of the club completely. What nonsense. Just why would anyone sign that deal? And again, when we've talked about plenty of times before, and as we talked about with Rose, about public housing, I understand bread and circuses, but what sort of a deal? Build us a stadium and pay $12 million a year for 12 years to get the thing going? You're kidding.